Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. Let's play Ostranauts. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and go out and start salvaging another ship. As we saw in the last couple of episodes, there are tons and tons of ships in the boneyard. And what somebody said was that one of the patches recently kind of increased the number of ships that you have out there. And I don't really have a problem with that because I like seeing more ships, more to do. That's part of the game that I enjoy. Have talked about getting to the point where I can buy a derelict, fix it up, and flip it, and take a gander at what that looks like. Don't think we're there yet. I still owe over 800,000 on this ship, and as I said, I kind of want to pay that down before really getting involved in making other payments for something. But because of the great haul we had last time, I am going to pay a good chunk of this right now, and I'm going to go to prepay mortgage, and I think I'm going to pay about 50,000 of it. You know what? Let's do about half of what I had, 64,000. Just do a little under that. There we go. Okay, and we're going to prepay that. I like paying attention to what the rate is. The amortization is kind of interesting. Paying 60,000 credits reduces my payment by less than 200 credits. That's just crazy. When you start looking at how that math works, it's kind of insane. Nonetheless, there we go. So big payment there, and I'm going to pay off the rest of my payees so that we can get the heck out of here. I have been kind of thinking through how I want to build my ship out going forward, and I've talked about how I always build a big rectangle, and I suppose it's going to be a rectangle. It's kind of hard to avoid that in a game that is based on squares, right? But I'm maybe going to try to build north and south instead of east and west this time. So instead of flying a non-aerodynamic brick, I'm going to fly one that at least the narrow end is pointing forward. And give that a try. Let's go for. Whoa! I did not mean to do that. We're gonna go for this spot right over here. I think is what we'll aim for. So first off, we need to undock. I think what I did is I hit one of my thrusters, and it didn't like that because I'm connected to the station. Request undocking clearance. Release the clamps. And we'll just get moving in the right directions. I am going to add a few thrusters. I'm intending to kind of make the ship symmetrical. If you look at the Dream, it's not a terribly symmetrical ship, at least to start. The airlock is kind of off center, right? I think I counted 8 spaces after you get past effectively the airlock going one way, but there's only like 4 spaces or 3 spaces going the other way. So I'm going to kind of center that, and I think I want to go ahead and start doing that. And then the other thought I had, and let's go ahead and, well, I got some velocity moving forward. Oh yeah, we can see that. So let's get the bearing set up. Okay, and then I want to reduce that, the VCRS, and we'll be there in a little over 10 minutes. Gotta love that. So just taking a look at the Dream real quick. The airlock is off center, right? This part of the ship is mostly centered. I think it's 2, 4. Yeah, it looks like that's probably about right. And over here you have 3, and then there's an indent here, but it's 4. So this piece of the ship is centered, but the airlock is off center. So I'm going to build out to make the airlock centered. I'm going to kind of include these divots to be able to put some thrusters back there, because I think you can put thrusters here, come to think of it, because you're able to put the cooler, but I know you can't build further back. It starts to be a problem. The physics of the ship don't like that for docking, is what it comes down to. Then normally I've been building like a sleeping unit, a bed, and the bed sits this way in here. I've put one here and one here, and I'm realizing, well, you know what I could do is kind of keep things sleek, keep it moving in this direction, and instead of building them sideways, I'll build them up and down, maybe next to each other, kind of have a little bit of a corridor or hallway that goes down, maybe have the bathroom in between the two beds that I usually build over here. On this side, same concept. Uh-oh. Better find out what that's about. Okay, just a hauler. Didn't think we were close enough yet. I guess I should speed up time a little bit. I don't want to be here all day, but effectively maybe a corridor here. Keep this as cargo at least initially. Eventually maybe move the bridge into this area as well, and just kind of figure it out from there. Some of the ships, one of the ships I saw someone had built out was like a little over 100 squares in size in this direction, call it north-south, and it was about 60 side to side at its widest spot. And I mean, that's just massive. I don't know if I'll ever get that big, but I kind of like the idea of at least thinking about it. Okay, we're almost there. I'm going to start to decelerate. And we'll get the bearing lined up. Close anyway. And okay, I think that gets us close. We'll switch over, inhale it. A little closer than I like to be at this point. So continuing to decelerate. There we go. Okay, that's pretty close. Good to go. Titan Max. That's good. Take a peek at the shape of the ship. Okay, so I'm looking to build something not unlike this. In a way, it'll be a little, I think it will be a little wider because, I mean, my ship is already as wide as this, almost. It's really, really close. So it'll be a little wider than this one, but that's kind of the idea of what I really think I'm going to start to target. Okay, I know that this is a particular class of ship. I don't know what it is. I didn't pay attention to, you know, ship silhouette school. It's calling it a freighter. Okay, standard freighter, the Welcome Morph. Bulk Lifter Mark III. Excellent. I see a couple of batteries in there. I do see a hole in the floor. Really good chance there will not be any opposition. So what I want to start doing is grabbing more floor. So what I want to start doing is grabbing more floor, starting to grab some walls. Here's a nice bank of thrusters I could pick up. That'll save me some time. And that's the direction I see this going for the time being. I would think maybe there's a reactor in here. It's hard to say for sure. I don't really see the parts, but we'll take a look. I am going to prepare myself for there to be somebody on there, but I really don't think there's going to be. So I'm going to bypass doing the quick security search in the pressure suit, and we're going to go straight to the EVA suit. There we go. Okay, the battery in this one is almost finished, so we want to deal with that. Here's a few batteries. Yeah, we'll pop this one out. We'll pop in a new one. So that is something else I need to be on the lookout for, is an EVA battery charger. Okay, I thought I just replaced it, but let's try that again. I did replace it. I just put in the other one that was down. So, okay, there we go. And I think we're fine on oxygen. So we're going to go take a quick peek. And start to see what we might take away. EVA suit right there in the entryway, and it is in perfect condition. So that's definitely a takeaway. Looks like we're going to have a reactor here. Okay, so I mentioned I wanted to start grabbing floors. I also want to start grabbing bins. Something I've decided I am going to use a little more liberally than I normally do. So here is an EVA helmet in this one, okay. And I can never have enough crates. Okay, that's why everything was acting weird. I had slowed way the heck down. Empty crate, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and pry this one open. Might see if there is enough battery to power doors in that. Kind of look like there might be. By the way, this is similar. I had mentioned in a previous video that there's the ship that has the two big cargo areas. I don't think this is that ship actually, because of this in here, but usually there's a ship that has two areas like this that are often just littered with carbon fiber and aluminum and steel and things like that. And that's the kind I was looking at, but it looks very similar to this in how it is set up. And I'm going to go ahead and probably grab some of this stuff as we look through here. I'm looking in toolboxes just in case they have sacks or something in them. Don't see it a lot. Every once in a while I'll see something like a backpack inside of one of those. And just a real quick cursory look around to see what we got. 2 nav stations. We will want to take those with us. Those sell very well. There's those thrusters. There's the reactor. Okay, so we're gonna make a little bit of money here again, and I'm okay with that. That looks okay. I guess not. I thought I saw a CO2 scrubber down here. CO2 scrubbers sell pretty well as well. I have put together a little spreadsheet to kind of calculate. Sorry, I thought maybe for whatever reason I thought that might be a Hydra for just a moment. It is not. I'm not sure what caught my eye there to make me think that. But so the capacitor in that's all good. I put together a spreadsheet that takes the size of something into account to determine what the best items are to pick up as you go through your ship. And I had some surprising results. I'll kind of share those as we get to that part of things today. Now, my numbers are, of course, based on what I have seen for numbers from the black market and from the license desk. Okay, this is looking pretty good. So they're not necessarily perfect or complete, and they might vary from what others have run into. But I got different results than I expected, and I guess that's always a good thing when you get something you weren't expecting and you can learn from it. Turbo pumps, heaters, coolers. I didn't actually see a cooler, did I? There it is. Okay. Regular air pumps. The turbo pumps are definitely worth the effort of grabbing from a price perspective. And I will grab some of these bulkhead bins as well. I was primarily considering the bigger ones. I can't remember what their specific name is. The one we saw in the entryway, though. because I know those hold floor. I can't remember if these other ones hold floor. These here are just bulkhead bin as well. So I'm going to grab some of those. Grab this. I might fill this up with the scrap that we're seeing lying around. Didn't see any backpacks or anything. That's not to say there isn't something out there. Be good to fill up some. Start finding some more bags. I've kind of got them all over here in use at this point. Okay, so that was first pass. I'm going to drop off the machete. Of course I can't because I put other stuff in there where it was. I suppose we could do this. Okay, that'll get it done. At least one of these is going to be empty. There's one. We're going to go ahead and drop these in here for now. And I tend to put food and medicine together. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but that's what we're going to go with for now. And then let's grab this guy. Take him with us to haul some of this around. Okay, I want to grab these thrusters this time. So my research has shown that thrusters can sell for as much as 4,200, and since they take up so little space, that's a huge payout. I'm seeing per square they can pay out as much as 2,100 credits. That's something to note. And yeah, that one went outside because I didn't clear an area. But we'll go ahead and grab them all. I'll go ahead and take some wall as well, because that looks like the kind I like to use anyway. And I could just use orders here. There we go. That one landed inside. Oh, it's taken the, yeah. Oh, that's all right. Take out this wall. Come and get these. Just drop them on there. There we go. Okay, that was kind of the plan. That wall is not in very good condition. We're going to hold off on that one. I should have probably thought about repairing those first, shouldn't I? Okay, that one just needs being restored. That one needs to be repaired. That one just needs to be restored. That one needs to be restored. So we'll repair this one. And with that room having all that stuff in it, this is not a bad place to do some of this. In fact, maybe what I should do is drag things in there to get them repaired. Okay. Slow things down just a little. Okay, the nav console, we'll uninstall that. We won't take it with us just yet, but we'll be ready to. This one is damaged. So here's what I was thinking. What I meant is I'll go ahead and uninstall it. I'm going to go ahead and take my cart. Oh, let's put the cart here and put a light on it so I don't forget. Okay, and then we're going to come back over here, grab this guy who's damaged, pick him up, bring him into here, and then we'll repair him here. All these pieces are close, so assuming it needs lots of parts, I don't have to go running around the ship looking for them. So drop it, and then we will repair it. This has become a staging area for the stuff we're going to take with us, is effectively what I'm going to do there. And there he goes. Almost done and done. Now it doesn't need to be restored. That's fine. We're gonna leave it alone for now. We're gonna go ahead and pick up the dolly again. I know we saw at least one, slow down, one turbo pump. There's one right there. We'll uninstall that guy. Now those take up 3 spaces, don't they? I was thinking they only take up 2, but that's all right. We can still get them on here. There's one. If we run into another one, we got space for it as well. And there's another one right there, so we'll uninstall that. So the ship has a lot of, it's missing a lot of, is it conduit, I guess? I'm not sure. It's got a lot of disconnected spots here. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to easily, it's not like the one ship I was on where, literally replacing one conduit and everything powered up. Not looking at that today. And that's okay. That's not the same stuff. Okay. So we'll go ahead and drop this stuff off. This is usually the one yeah, that's where I'm putting all that stuff. Okay. Cart is empty. Hands are relatively free. Let's go see what we have by way of reactor over here. Okay, well, actually those nav parts too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll take up this much space. Yeah. Okay. This is why we want to build bigger. We want to be able to haul more of this at once and make a little more cash. So I mentioned the spreadsheet I started to put together. What I found is that I was able to sell a fusion reactor for $5,200. And the fusion reactor, when it is disassembled, I'm sorry, this is the fusion reactor core, takes up 4. Now wait a second. I think I'm getting 2 pieces confused here. The fusion reactor core, that's these guys that are in here. Yeah, those sell really well, but those are also bigger than I thought. So scratch that. It's the one I'm thinking of is the fusion laser array. The fusion laser array you can sell for as much as $1,500 per space that it takes up. I think that's this guy. Yeah. So this is one that I definitely want to take with me. So we'll uninstall that. And so what I'm basically doing is min-maxing the pricing. I'm trying to identify the things that I feel are most lucrative to grab, and we will sell those first, because, right, you want to make sure that you're taking the parts that you're going to benefit the most from right away. I am going to go ahead and grab a couple of wall sections. I think I should have some space for those. Then other things that sell really well here would be the laser capacitor. That's another one that sells well. That's this guy up here. He doesn't need to be repaired, so we'll grab that. And of course, the fusion shield coil assemblies and the reactor cores themselves, I mean, they do sell extremely well. They're worth a lot of cash. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there we go. Let's move these down here. Thruster over here, I'll grab that. And I'm going to keep, like I said, I'm going to keep a few of these. That one is damaged. We'll do what we did with the other one. We'll drag it into that room and repair it from there. And then anything else that takes up 3 spaces. I'm just seeing that this is a lot of, we can certainly uninstall this right now, but this is going to be a lot of pieces that I'm not going to be able to haul this time because of space, which is an argument for building the ship out more right now, isn't it? Be able to haul more and make less trips. Okay, small mechanical parts. Have yet to see a Hydra in the wild. I'd say that's a little unusual for when I do a playthrough. I usually find a few in the first several ships, often at a point where I really don't have a choice but to sell it because I can't use it and I need the money. That's okay though, we'll find one eventually. Take the cryo pump off. There we go. Okay, so I have a few more parts there that we can deal with. It's the intake. Oh, I was coming in here. That's where I wanted to go. And then we were going to put this thruster on the floor and repair it. There we go. Back on the cart. Okay. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna be tight on space. Let's go ahead and see what we can maybe shove into bins in that here. Okay, this one will take some floor. Or these are walls actually, not floor. I do want to grab some floor still. So walls there. What do we have in here? Should be nothing. I thought I had walls. I thought I had lots and lots of walls down here. I don't see any. Okay, well, we're going to want to grab some more of those then. The other things that are on here that we can unload. There we go. We'll do that for now. Ah, wrong one. I want this crate. Again, just loading up those extra pieces. And off we go. Yeah, I didn't fit this well at all, did I? Let's try that again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll get the 2 nav items. The nav consoles will fit above this line here. So I have 14 spaces left of cargo space. And then I can grab some walls in that. 14 spaces after the nav consoles. So some loose wall there, we'll pick those up. Not in the best condition, but not horrible. That was weird. I don't know why it didn't open that for me automatically. I'm going to go ahead and grab that while it's sitting there. Those are all wall sections. I'm going to take them. So there was a discussion on the Discord server about why do walls take up so much space? Why can't you stack them and things like that? And the point was that, well, if you think about it, it's, if you think of flooring, you can go buy a box of flooring that'll cover an entire room and you can haul that home in a backpack practically. But if you think about what it would take to build a wall, it's a different geometry, and the dimensions being what they are, that's why we can't really stack those. And I suppose I get it, that that logic makes sense to me. Yeah, these batteries are full. We're going to go ahead and grab one of those at least. The thing is walls become really interesting with regards to how you end up hauling them because of that, is what I've kind of found, right? You have to make some decisions on when you want to start looking for things like a wall and how you're going to deal with it. So one other thing, the person who indicated that oxygen tanks are valuable was not kidding. So they take up one space, but you can sell them for as much as I've sold one for $1,200. Now it does matter how much gas is in them. There's not a whole lot in this one, right? Just 5,000 kPa. But that'll still sell pretty well. It'll still sell for at least probably 500. So 500 credits for one floor space is pretty good return. There we go. And we'll toss that on our cart. Also, they can ride on the cart, so that's a plus. So come down here. Okay, there we go. I'm saving that space for the consoles, so I have a 4 and a 2, and that's all I have left here from a size perspective. I think I will load this guy up with walls and that before I depart, just to give me some slag in how I'm building these. I do remember. This is where there is a bulkhead and then a rack. That's what I forgot. So the rack is under there. Totally forgot I had done that. And that's going to have some walls in it, I'm pretty sure. I should have hit the right button. There we go. There it is. So there's where those extra or other walls were. So now looks like I have 10 walls in these 2 squares total. And then here, I'm going to add a few more. So we'll have 16 walls in bins and racks when I end up leaving, and I'm okay with that. Actually, what I might do is grab that other bin that I was looking at, that I was eyeing, and I'm going to go ahead and, now I just realized one other thing. I'm going to need a place to put the cart. That'll go in here though. That'll be fine. What else is in the cart right now? Okay. Yeah, when I go home, I'm going to have to take the cart with me. I'm going to want to take the cart with me anyway, so that's something to consider, but we should be in good shape. And I can put like an O2 canister in a crate. Which crate was it that, okay, I'm going to load that up with some wall. I'm going to load this up with goodies. I cannot put it in a crate. I thought you could. Okay. We can put it somewhere over here though. We'll drop it here in engineering. No one's going to complain. Heck, I could install it right there, and that would even work. Okay, that works for now. So let's go get those nav consoles. I'm going to leave this guy here. Pick up number 1. So the nav consoles can sell pretty well as well, particularly at the black market, and they have the added benefit of often having data on them, and you can sell the data separately. And that's why I'm kind of making extra space for these and not going for the other things that tend to sell really well. Okay, I'm not sure what I did there. It's not what I meant to do. I dropped it. It's exactly what I did. So hopefully I can find it, because I'm not sure where I dropped it. There it is. Yeah, it's halfway back. I was trying to hit my inventory button and I hit drop instead. You might think that's weird. I have my inventory button on the tilde character. I just find that a little easier to get to. And it is something I talked about in my complete beginner's guide. Just felt more natural that way for me. I might have tried to use tab, but tab was already doing that, and that actually wouldn't be the worst switch. I maybe should switch those around at some point. But here's where we're at right now. So I'm going to grab this, pick it up, wander back in here. I want to grab that bin. Really wouldn't mind. You know what? I think I might grab that crate as well. I had talked about loading up the crate with some of the goodies that are just laying around on the floor. I might go ahead and do that. This crate, it does have a helmet in it. I mean, I'm solid on helmets, so I think I'm going to unload this stuff. And we will uninstall this. And I think this is another of those items that won't sit on the cart. So I'll have to drag it back on its own. Just in case. Yeah, it won't. So we're going to, well, we'll drag the card over here so I don't forget it. Pick this up. I'm going to go ahead and install that. I'm just going to put it right over that other rack. Okay, I'm not sure what, I apparently took a meteor hit. Something went wrong here, and half the ship does not have power. I'm not going to be able to do that right now because I have other stuff here. So let's see if I can figure that out. Okay, a couple of things to work through here real quick. I'm not sure what happened to the power. And one thing I will say I've learned in doing these videos is that so many things when I'm trying to talk and simultaneously, act upon something, so many little details slide by me completely unnoticed. It's a little sobering to see that happen. I tend to think that I'm a fairly good listener. It's kind of important in my career to be able to do that, and I've had training to be a little bit better at that sort of thing. And how often talking and trying to do something is clearly a bad idea just kind of blows me away. Okay, I'm still not seeing where I have the option to actually place that. Let's walk over here and let's try one more time. Install. Well, it's not allowing me to do that. I think that's red as opposed to green. That's fine. I can worry about that offline or at another juncture. It's not that big of a deal. I would assume maybe what I might have to do is remove the rack first, although I feel like that was exactly the opposite of what I did last time, but I can't remember for sure. So one way or another, it'll get there. And there's that side effect somebody was telling me about where you can drop something on something else if you're in a tight spot and it'll just start to stack the stuff. I don't know that, my sense is that's not how, there it is, that's where we got hit. My sense is that's not exactly how they kind of expected the game to work, so I'm not going to do that right now. but it is your game too. You can play it however you like. Okay, that's not what I want you to do, dude. I want you to come out here and repair this. There we go. Yep, that's probably a micrometeor hit. That's what we saw here. And he's going to find parts to be able to repair this. That is a lot of damage, isn't it? Did that fire everything up? It did not. So the conduit is indeed equally trashed. So get that repaired. There we go. Yay. All right. Not my favorite part of the game, but I get it. It adds an extra challenge, and it's not too cumbersome, right? I haven't done any repairs on the outside of the ship, actually. I think this light here flickers. I could probably go take care of that real quick while we're out here. Doing okay on oxygen and battery. He's starving, but he'll live for a while. Okay, cancel action, orange light, restore. I don't like the blinking light. He's done there. We're going to pick that up. And this is trash, but we'll go ahead and, you know what, we can jettison trash, can't we? I'll pick up the electrical parts. Jettison the trash. Okay, get him back in the ship. Nav. I was trying to get this to work down here. I was struggling with that a little bit. That's on me. I think I will rearrange this just a little though. Okay, and then if I find something that's a 1x3, I don't know that I will, but if I do, we can toss it in there. Otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good about this trip. There's one of those examples where I try to drop something and it gives me an error. And if I put it like in his backpack and do it, then it'll often take it, but it doesn't immediately take it. I'm sure there's a reason for that. Okay, turn the light off. You know, if I hadn't turned that on and left it on while I was up here, I wouldn't have noticed this. That could have been a big problem. I would have been freaking out, thinking I'd ran out of battery or something like that. Okay. Yes, that's what I want it to do. I want it to grab that extra crate. So let's see about this. This to there. I now have a space for a crate that I can put some flooring in or something like that. There's my cart. Okay, I don't want to forget the cart, so we're going to pick that up. Drag that back down there where I kind of wanted it. Crate will go there. We can put stuff on here. Okay, pick up. Now let's go find some flooring. Yeah, I'm going to just start in this room and we'll just grab a bunch of this. Now I tend to try to just get the 96 flooring. The 98 is awesome. I just yeah, I don't have the patience for figuring out which way to align it and all that usually. So I'm going to ignore it. We're only going to grab floor for now. Could stand to grab conduit too, actually. And maybe I'll go ahead and grab the corner and get a few wall sections taken out too. So, all right, uninstall. We'll just do this. So I'll have that'll work for now. Gonna let her rip. And I'll tell you what, we will, I'm just gonna let him run. I'm gonna cut away and we'll cut back in when he's finished. Okay, let's go ahead and find a good spot to start. And I'm going to do what I was told to do last time, which was use a shift click. And I totally didn't do that. You cannot. That's backpack. I don't have it with me right now, do I? I don't have the cart. I don't have the cart with me. So I need to go get the cart. It's all good. So let me start to say that again. So we're going to pick up the cart. I hadn't been using shift click to auto stack things in my inventory. I'm not fully sure if I really knew that was an option. I probably did at some point. It's just not something I was using a lot. And so I didn't. But let's see how we can do here with this. There's a lot of stuff to pick up. There's a few racks there too. I would love to come back and get some racks, but I think that's going to be a little bit too much for today. Also, I don't have the space really. So if we shift click, he does put those things on the cart as you would hope. That's awesome. I didn't mean, well, it probably didn't hurt to pick those up. But just going to clean this up, get the pieces that I feel like I want. What is that? Coveralls. I don't need coveralls. I would like cargo pants. We'll hold on to scrap aluminum. So now he's starting to toss the stuff into the crate. The backpack will hold flooring too. In fact, probably a better option, at least for now, because only floor can only go on the cart. So I kind of want to leave the cart as free as possible. This will work. Different kinds of cabling there. Loose damaged. So we're going to jettison that piece. Okay, how are we doing here? Looks like we've gotten a lot of that. Okay, that worked really, really well. I think that probably saved me like 3 minutes of clicking and a whole lot of carpal tunnel or something like that in the future. I do want to look at some of these. Just tons of aluminum. Electronic parts, mechanical parts, scrap steel. We will find a use for a lot of this, right? Maybe not so much the trash. Mechanical parts. That might do it for now. See, for some carbon fiber would be nice if I saw some of that. I'm just not seeing it. Grabbed 40 mechanical parts already. We're going to leave that. Okay, I think that's going to do it for this run. I'm going to take this back. I know I didn't, we're not fully stocked up on everything here, but this is getting us close. This is roughly where I want to be with it. we'll head back, sell off what we can. I am going to make note of where this ship is this time. I've kind of said that in the past and I haven't, but I think there's still some good stuff to salvage from this. And what I'm thinking I might do is in the next episode, we'll sell. We will build a little bit while we're at K-Leg, and then maybe see if we can find this again, come back and haul away the rest of it, grab the other parts that we want to build out, and have a good time with it. So I'm going to set all this down, and then I am going to call this a completed episode. I really appreciate your time. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the airlock there. There we go. Or the door anyway, not the airlock. So that'll get that done. And then we're going to come down here. I really appreciate your time. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider doing so. Other than that, thanks and fair travels.